Hi, I'm Steve Sanderson.
And I'm Chris Dornbach.
And we're here to talk about beer, which is something that we could go on and on for probably much longer than anyone would want to hear about it. But yeah, I'm sure you could. It's good.
This beer is good.
I brewed this, by the way, so we're sampling some. I guess my brewing history in a nutshell. I've been brewing for about
At least a week.
At least a few weeks. Probably about 7 years now, something like that. What about you?
I've been brewing for I think about 20 years actually. It started just after high school, so it's been a while.
Nice.
How'd you get into it, Steve? These are questions I don't even know the answers.
You don't even know. We're learning a lot about each other just by doing this. I started brewing actually after going to a beer festival, and there's a home brewing magazine there, and just the idea that I could produce anything like the beers I was drinking at this festival just blew me away. And I got into it and I got hooked. That was it. Like the first beer I brewed, it came out. It was all right. It was definitely drinkable, but it was just
drinkable because you loved it, or was it drinkable to your friends?
No, it was drinkable. I know. My friends drank it. Granted, my friends will drink pretty much anything. But, I was just the mystery that I could take this this syrupy stuff and pour some yeast into it, and a few weeks later have this was amazing.
Was it Kool-Aid or was it? Break it down. What was your first batch?
It was I think it was like a pale ale or an IPA, like an extract batch. Something pretty simple. It boiled it up in the stove. I had no idea what I was doing. The guy at the homebrew store was very polite, walked me through everything, but it was still, it was controlled chaos, like we were talking about earlier, which I think, still applies. So.
Unlike Steve, my first batch was absolutely it was a brown ale. It was probably flat. It had no life to it. It's definitely that was a Kool-Aid kit or extract kit. No specialty grains, nothing. Just kind of mixed up the ingredients, cooked them, pitched the yeast, and it was terrible. My second batch after that, I went straight to full grain.
You went 0 to 60.
Yes, exactly, in 2 seconds. But it was really good after that. I've had a really good experience. I got caught up in the numbers for a while and adjusting the water, and now I'm just kind of about throwing enough shit in there so it becomes a really big beer.
That's true. It seems like you're the recipe says 3 pounds. I'll throw in 6. That'll be okay. I don't have this grain. I'll throw in that one. I don't. Half the time when we start brewing, we have one idea, and then it ends up being something completely different by the end. You're like, oh, my efficiency was this high, so the beer ends up being 12% instead of 6.
Yeah, I like to definitely. I hate when the labor of love, and I'm shooting for a percentage, and it comes out under. And I usually actually have the problem of I get these weird erratic spikes in efficiency. So I always shoot to go big anyway because I want it to be worth my time, and then I get these crazy spikes, and I end up with 10% Pilsners.
Let me ask you a question. I think beer is the best beverage in the world. Do you agree? And if so, why?
Yes, and I
would say absolutely.
Absolutely, and it's not just because I'm a beer addict or an alcoholic.
It's not just because of that.
Sorry, just because of that. I think it's literally because it's every shape or form. It's as diverse as the species on the earth. I mean, it's really crazy. When people say if you don't like beer, you just haven't found the right beer, that's absolutely true.
It's like saying you don't like people, which I guess some people don't like people, but you probably have.
I don't like most people.
Most people. I agree with you. Diversity, this compared to any other beverage, there's so much you can do with it. There's so many different styles, shapes and forms, and beer is one of the. If you look at history, it's probably one of the things that actually glued civilization together. The reason that people started to kind of get together and form tribes and groups is to cultivate grain. And why did they cultivate grain? Okay, bread, sure, but beer,
Yeah. Helping ugly people have sex for decades.
So, I feel like at this point, maybe it sounds overconfident, but I could probably brew pretty much any kind of beer that I wanted to. If you gave me a challenge, said brew this, I could do it.
Absolutely.
I don't know if it would come out perfectly, but
perfect. No. I think that's the thing is Yeah, you know, I think I could invent something. I think I've had enough lucky instances of just shooting from the hip, with doing very little research, and just tasting a beer that I really liked, and coming out and, you know, going, yeah, I'll throw a handful of this, handful of that, and coming actually really close.
It's pretty impressive, yeah.
So I figure with a little research, definitely.
So if you actually do some work, then.
That's right. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I'm you know, looking forward to brewing. And,
yeah. Cheers.